Hello, my gorgeous friends, and welcome back to the Tara Kinden Audio Experience. So, this is actually the first podcast episode of 2026 and the first episode inside of the new chapter that I'm calling Frequency Led leadHERship. Yes, let that land. This is a new era, okay? So we are not dipping our toes in the water. We are going like all the way in, diving head first in. So this conversation is for this, let me just tell you, like, who is this for those of you who are like, I don't know if this is for me. It's for the woman who knows that she is meant to be leading. She feels it in her bones. She knows that there is something so potent inside of her, but visibility still feels awkward or hard. And that's not because she's not capable, because that is not the truth. It's not because she's not ready either, but it's because somewhere deep inside of the body, there is still a little bit of hesitation. There's still this element of protection, keeping something held back, something held really close to the heart. But there is a part of her that's been waiting for permission to go all in on her dreams, all in on her future, all in on her vision that she has had for many, many, many years. So let's just say it out loud together. That ends here. I actually have a client who, when I was doing sessions for her, she'd be like, not after today. Like, after hearing information, she was like, not after today. And I love that. Jess, if you're watching this, I just love you, and that will never leave my mind. So this episode is what I'm calling ferocity. And let that land too, because it feels like some kind of fierce energy that is coming forth. But it's not about aggression, and it's not about power for the sake of power. It's something new. This is the new face of feminine leadHERship. All right. So, what is the frequency of ferocity? Let's just talk about that for a hot second. What does ferocity mean? It's not about force. It's not about hustle. It's not about domination. I'm talking about frequency, and this is that state. It's a pulse that rises from deep within your being, okay? From the depths of a woman that finally says, I am not afraid of being seen anymore, right? I'm not afraid of the shitty commenters. I'm not afraid of old Aunt Sally, like whatever it is. Ferocity gets to be the intersection of devotion, of truth, and of your power. Like, it is the sacred refusal to dilute yourself any longer. It is a calm, it is an anchored fire, a readiness, a remembering. It's the frequency that emerges when you just stop performing, right? And you start inhabiting, and you're going to hear me talk about embodiment and inhabiting this new truth of who you are, or maybe it's an old truth that's coming back online. Whatever it is something that is bubbling from the depths. It's like volcanic, okay? And this energy that I am bringing this year, let me just say, it's hot. It's ferocity. It's in my coaching, it's in my healing sessions, my membership, my voice, my story, like all of it, because I've come to this realization, and it dropped in, the day after Neptune went into Aries, and Saturn isn't even there yet. There was like this, well, bam, I can't keep waiting to be ready. Like, I am the readiness, and so are you. So this is why I'm dropping this in your face and live, because there is this coming back online, right? And our body is no longer allowing us to lie about what it's been holding for us. So let's break this down deeper, because one of the women, that I work with, or just like women in general, incredibly gifted women, are like you and maybe struggling to show up in their full rainbow of expressions. And this isn't about laziness. This isn't about procrastination. It's not because you're not disciplined enough. It's not because of any of these things, like you're lacking strategy. it's about self-protection. So your body remembers what it felt like for you to be misunderstood, misjudged, or rejected. That goes somewhere every single time into your body. So your nervous system learned how to constrict, how to contract, how to tighten, how to shape shift, how to hide in plain sight. So when visibility calls, it doesn't feel like safety. You want to speak, you want to share, you want to lead, but there's something that's maybe pulling you back a little bit, and it's hard to name. And that is what this podcast is going to do. It's going to name it, it's going to help you feel it. And the idea is that it begins the sequence of repatterning it in a real time. Because once something is said out loud, there is this energy of, ooh, awareness, right? And I've lived this. I've created entire offerings, entire businesses, and have never shared them. Okay? I've written posts and then I deleted them before they could even have a moment to get breath in the air, right? I've doubted my voice. I've doubted my body. I mean, I still sit with weird things around body image, and I'm working on it, right? It's about timing. I feel as though, women who come to me in a sequence of, they're ready to see a pattern, unconscious. They don't even know this yet, but their body is telling them, like, I'm ready to see this pattern. I'm not in this cycle anymore, and I'm ready to resolve it. So I feel like saying this out loud is that element of being outside of this pattern, of this weird energy that has kept me hostage, and potentially you too, but no more, my friends. This is the season that we are bringing in capacity reclamation, like we're making space. There's no more pushing. It's about integration, right? All of this is about more integration, more nervous system leadHERship, more truth in motion. Well, what does that look like? Truth in motion means we just show up. We just show up however you're called in the moment. Like, you get a drop in. This is going to be about us really being in our bodies, really feeling it. Like, when you get goosebumps, let me just tell you this story because I actually find this one to be quite funny. So I am the only biofield tuner in my whole province, which is a BFD as far as I'm concerned. And I'm like really excited about it because I've been working with tuning forks since 2021. And there is something that just like electrifies your system. There's almost like a reintegration of all the weird zhuzh, traumas, experiences, and things we got going on sitting out in the field. And when you use those forks, it magnetizes all of this stuff sitting out in the field and like reintegrates. And I've had a lot of sessions. I've led a lot of sessions. Something has fundamentally shifted in my energy, and it's brought in more vitality. So I feel as though this is the same thing that I've witnessed with clients, is like after their sessions, something shifts and something changes. And you're going to hear more about this as we go on. But anyways, it is something that is like very, very powerful. And so another practice that I understand is, the biofield, which is your aura, the energy that surrounds you. We feel this. Like, you feel this, when you're like having a great conversation with somebody and you lean in and you're like, tell me more. That feels juicy and delicious. Or when you bump into somebody and you're like, something is off. There's a vibe, like vibe check 1, 2. This feels freaking creepy. Or it feels like it's not right for you. You feel that instantly. And something happens, like when something turns you on in the most beautiful way, we get goosebumps. Well, do you know the correct word for goosebumps is actually called piloerection? Yes, let that land, because we will be talking a lot more about that as well. But it electrifies your system and your hair stands up on end. Okay, so enough about piloerection. Let's move on here. But fundamentally, you understand that you have a biofield and that it interacts and engages with the world around you. And like I said, sometimes the energy you come into, and this can be people, places, spaces, this can be things, any environment, right? Feels good, and then sometimes it doesn't feel good, but your body is always sending you signals. So you feel those through the skin, through this field, and one of our biggest goals. Okay, so enough about piloerection. All I wanted to let you know was that there was a correct term for this and that we understand collectively we have this energy field that engages with the world, and that energy field brings us information, and your body feels it before your brain feels it, and even before your heart feels it. So it's like the body lands and sends off signals to your whole being before you can actually understand or emotionally get behind it. So, just going to leave that there. We're going to continue to talk about all these things. Nervous system regulation is very much a part of what helps you become more visible, what helps you get out of your own way. Like, it's funny because a lot of the clients that I've been working with have done multiple years of self-help, self-work, self-development. They've gone to therapy, they've done all kinds of different modalities to try to figure out, like, okay, well, I know I'm holding back a little bit, but I can't quite figure out why. Like maybe it was da 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 da, and it's like they've gone through all of these years of work. One session, two sessions, three sessions with a biofield tuning session, and the intuitive work, psychic work that I bring to it has changed them overnight. And it's been so exciting to watch. There is nothing more incredible to witness than a woman truly understanding a pattern and being able to break it and step outside of it. And the only reason they can do that is because they're on the other side, they're outside of it. So, having said all of that, let's kind of like close out for today, because I really just wanted to introduce this idea of frequency led leadHERship, of what it means to remember who you are, remember what you're here to do and to bring forward, and also to allow yourself the freedom to show up even like a hot mess. I mean, the wind is howling here today. I'm literally in a sweatshirt that probably has stains on it because I was like, oh, I'm out here making a fire and working on projects. So it's like, whatevs. I felt inspired to come and do this first episode, and I was like, I could just easily record this with the voice and not bother to show up on camera. But I do think that a different energy comes when we can be in each other's energy, even digitally. It works the same. Frequency is frequency. You can't make it up. So, if you need a little frequency zhuzh or like a check-in energy space for you to come in every single day and just know, well, yes, there's a lot of crazy cosmic things going on, and yes, we're experiencing a lot of wild energy in the world right now. If you need a place to come in, to tune your frequency, to reconnect with yourself and remember your power, the Inner Tide is for you, my friends, and you can join for free. There's also an upgrade if you want a daily message from me, a daily voice note like this, little pep talk, and giving you like the cosmic vibes, like, hey, this is what's happening, here's how we can navigate it, because the inner tide is the waves of emotion that roll inside of all of us, right? It's not noisy content to add to your feed. It's actually not even in any of the platforms like Facebook, Instagram. It's not held there. It's held in Patreon, which is a separate app. And also I have a private podcast. So that podcast is available on all your listening platforms, and you can get that for free. I do drop ones for free there too. So go and get it. It's free, right? It's a grounded check-in. It's a place where you can feel what is true for me every single day. That's powerful, because leadHERship without self-embodiment, leads to burnout. And I'm pretty sure we're all experiencing a lot of burnout because this is the phase and stage we find ourselves in. And everything is moving faster. I mean, we're already almost at the end of January, and it's like it was just Christmas yesterday, I feel like. Your power without presence creates fragmentation, and we don't want that. In the inner tide, like my goal is to just give you a little voice note in your ear, a little energetic insight, some emotional prompting, and frequency support. You know, I do create special meditations for them or special little voice drops. It's like, okay, here's the fastest way to get into your heart, you know, designed to help you move at your own rhythm, because the inner tide is about the rhythmic flow of your energy. Okay. So, not to be aligned with the algorithms externally, you become aligned with your own inner algorithm, and it stays in your control, not external control. So if you've been needing a space to anchor in, that place may be for you. It'll be listed below in the show notes. And the other thing I am really excited to talk about is something I've been working on with my gal Dominique. Dominique and I started doing, Astro and HD videos many moons ago. We were a good time, obviously, and it was something like I was really excited to be doing. But this lands differently. There is something and she's actually dinging through to me as I'm recording this, and I don't know how to turn it off. It's something I obviously need to figure out how the frig to do. But anyways, so as I'm talking about her, she's showing up. And again, this is just a reminder and a reflection right back to like how energy works. I think about somebody, I'm going to speak about somebody, and wha-bam, there they are. This is the kind of power being in right frequency and in your own best clean, feminine-led frequency. It can call these things in for you. We are putting together this amazing workshop, Healing the Father Wound. You've heard a lot about women talking about healing the mother wound, but she is all in on the energies of Saturn and how we carry a wounding with our fathers. Even if you had a beautiful relationship with your father, there may still be needs that weren't met that you are reclaiming. So we're reclaiming our authority, our visibility. When we're talking about healing all these visibility blocks, I can't not talk about this because it's really important, because some of our deepest limitations stem from the father wound, especially if you have or can resonate with this. We're not about blaming. This is about clarity, right? We're not blaming our dads because they did all this stuff wrong. I need to get clear here. It's about really recognizing how the early dynamics with masculine figures, whether they were present or absent, shaped how we relate to our power, to our authority, to wanting to be chosen. That's dad energy, right? That's the first masculine example we had. That's the first love example that we have in that dynamic of masculine and feminine energy. So me and Dom are going to do this one-of-a-kind experience. It's going to be a workshop where she's going to lead you through the content she's developed and this beautiful framework of how to actually look at what a father wound even can be for you. And then I'm going to provide a frequency healing, a session devoted to this father wound to help clean up some of the things that are sitting in the field without knowing your exact situation. We can still get into the meat and potatoes of what the collective energy is holding. So we're going to explore the energetic signatures like together and look at the wound, right? How it's impacted you and how to restore some wholeness to the parts of us that we were taught to stay quiet in, that we were taught to stay small in, or to be of service for others so that we could receive something then, right? This is going to be so powerful. I can't even. It's going to be so exciting. So I would love for you to be a part of it if that sounds like something you're curious about. And of course, you can always book a private session with me and work on your individual needs. I'm always here for that. So I'm going to put the links for all of those things below. I just want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you for ushering in this new era of feminine-led frequency leadership, because we are on a journey, my girls. We are moving into new territory. So I want to leave you with this, to always remember who you came here to be, because she is powerful AF and she is ready to get on out there into the world and do her thing. So again, until next time, take care, everyone. Thanks for being here. Bye.